So it seems that the hardware is getting even more tired than me, so let me know, how are we looking? How are we looking? Are we lagging or are we good? I'm getting a lot of that's better. I guess I just needed to reboot OBS. Since I've been working it like a dog, much like I've been working Greater Denmark like a dog. The same Greater Denmark that, ooh. Now you never know when you're going to have that monarch that lives for bloody ever. So now might be the time to actually invest in the money making. So what do we make more money off of? Definitely trade. So trade efficiency and goods produced, let's push it. Let's also get the last of our cores done. Boo-hoo, we don't get an extra 10% on it, but such is life. I'm going to have you annexed and we're going to continue this going. Because the goal is to have 500 ducats of income per month, and how are we doing? We're halfway there. We're living on a prayer, but we'll get there. Don't you worry, girlie. We'll be fine. Don't know why anybody would ever worry. When has worrying ever done something good for you? Actually, if anybody has an example of when worrying has been good for them, I want to hear it. I also want to kill Brunswick since they'll be getting in the way of the contiguousness of my country. But you can't get everything. I can do though is I say that this land is all very important to me, so Holland might just give it to us again. That'd be nice of them. I want to get that dealt with, but the Pope's on my case. The Pope will stop being on my case when Magdeburg falls. So, roughly 9.5 hours ago, I said I would be doing a 2 hours of hell tonight. I think we can all understand that there is probably not going to be a 2 hours of hell tonight. Because it's already almost 20 past 11. We're going to keep going with this until I pretty much can't keep my eyes open. And then tomorrow we'll have 2 hours of hell trucking, more of this if it needs to finish. And I guess we'll need to make room for movie night as well. Lots of things to do. Money-making buildings can come a little bit later. Especially whilst we enjoy some glorious mercantilism. It's always good. Well, that's all I can say about that. So I don't really care about Saxony. There's a reason I'm not pushing in. I don't want to deal with their horrible fortful land. I just want to come to them every now and then and say, that province you have belongs to my march or my vassal. Because I am a glorious overlord. I really am. It's actually my adjective here. Okay, there we go. Magdeburg is down, so I can peace out with the Poles. Just say thank you, thank you. Not thank you for that one, though. Because I don't want to push out against the Pope for so long. Just going to break you up with the Pope. We'll be back for the last province later on. But your money is mine. The war reparations I could give or take. And I'm also not concerned about all the cores you have on me. Those are okay. So, there we go. Get our cores back. That's all I ever really wanted. And we finally get our inspiring victory. No need to ever worry. Still, though, Bremen needs to fall. It's taken so long. So unbearably long. Now, Brunswick is really small. There's no way I could demand one of the provinces from them with threatened war. I need to start picking on people that don't have many friends. Netherlands is sadly a free city, so they get imperial protection. But we're working on it. Oldenburg will soon be inside us, and that's a lot of lovely money for us. If we have a look at Oldenburg, and there's no reason why we should not, they're actually probably pretty high on the income list. Let's believe that. Yes, let's believe that. Oldenburg, buddy? Maybe I'm just blind. Well, I know I'm blind. There we go, they're sitting at 46, and that's income that will become ours. Not the whole shebang of it, there's always the integration stuff. See, there they were. There they were, Oldenburg. I was just blind. And Bremen will be down soon, and that's great news for us. Could always demand more. After all, aggressive expansion is really low at the moment, but I have to consider how much is too much. Bremen is what I need for the trade. If a place is Hanseatic, fine, it should be mine, but otherwise, why bother? Magdeburg will probably go to Brandenburg, though. It deserves to be there. And Saxony, honestly, I just want to piece you out. You're causing me undue complications in all of this. Oh, heavens to Betsy, how did we end up with 2 idle merchants? I must be on the cusp when it comes to these. These are all good, but 24, 20, 31, 47. So the Indonesian one is close. Terrifyingly so. I really need to rip Pasai to pieces then. They caused me too much grief last time, and I can always give Liang some land. Liang is already getting on that one. So our time over in Indonesia is not yet done with then. And yes, I saw that trade wind getting stuck to me like a fly on the windshield. So Saxony will be out of this very soon. They're getting tired of war. Ongoing battle always hurts that, but it's just my vassals grabbing some much needed prestige and part of me does think maybe I should grab some land here. We don't have a fort controlled here though, do we? You're a fort, aren't you? You are, nice. We could actually grab a province here. The question is, how aggressively expansion are they? Always happy to have Brandenburg bigger and stronger. And since they're sitting at a big fat 0, I'd have no problem giving them, say, Leipzig and Anhalt. You know what, why don't I just put that into practice and take them? As long as we have a fort, we can take all that we want around here, as long as it's occupied. Could make our move on Bamberg while we're at it too. Since going bang is like a tradition in our royal family. Wait, does Ulm still alive? Ulm does still alive. I won't be threatening anything off of them since they're just one province large. But yes, Ulm does alive. Do war reps count for the 500 ducat income? Yes, I think. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe they do. So more provinces fall for Greater Denmark, but it's all about Bremen falling. Nothing else matters here. We don't have... Thought we had a siege man on that. In fact, if I'd had a siege man, there's a good chance that that previous roll was a 10. Not sure if that would have gotten it or not. 10, 10, and 10. I made a mistake here unless... Nah, you guys, get out of here. Jake, very sure war reps do count for it. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for your invaluable input. Also, I'm going to give these lands over to Brandenburg so they continue to be an unstoppable fighting force for me. I said very early on I will not integrate Brandenburg. I'm going to keep it that way. And let's just get an idea of the aggressive expansion I'm accruing here. Nothing to worry about. At least not yet. Cores come rolling on in. Need to make sure that this guy is doing his best. He could be doing better though. Oh, I've already got missionary strength guy. Now I feel rotten. Sadly, if Prussian becomes unaccepted, that's going to be a hit to the total income, but little I can do about that, but just stomach it. Do spoils of war count for it? I don't think so. I mean, not the 100 ducats, for example, I would take from a foe in a war. So no. It's actually hard to remember everything that counts towards it. So there we go, we grab a whole bunch of stuff. People might want to coalition us, but I doubt they will. Bamberg might be going a little over the top, but you know what? We finally get Bremen, and that's what I've always wanted. Poland, Bremen, Saxony, Magdeburg. Nah, nothing worth worrying about there. Let's just take it all. Ka-ching. And I trust my vassals to get it all nice and converted for me. Holland, though, I still want to bring them down. They might be allied with Austria, but it's Tuscany that's the real issue there. Tuscany, so big, so ludicrously strong, so wanting to ally me. Well, let's improve relations with them. Maybe that trust will die away. Or that distrust, really. There we go, we finally get Bremen. Not even going to increase autonomy, just going to core that. I want it. Double check that aggressive expansion then. Yeah, even for France, it doesn't really matter all that much. They're cool about it. So about that province you were going to give me. I'm glad you agree. It would look much better in me. Let's see, those Russians are very keen on rising up. I never did do anything about the autonomy or really anything up there. I'm just going to accept the fact that it's going to be revolting. So what do? Keep 2 of you on Bremen and get 1 of you back up there, and all of you folks, yeah, all of you, you're essentially going to be on kill the rebels duty for a little bit. As long as there is space to support you. Plenty of space up in Finland there, for example. Viborg, why even worry? They can't siege it down, it's too strong. Jake, have you taken a diplomatic guide to accelerate the integration of Oldenburg? Indeed I have. Okay, we are going to have our work cut out for us destroying these rebels, but not much of it really. The Swedes wish to rise up as well. Give me a break. Swedes couldn't rise out of bed if they tried. And I do want Tuscany's feelings towards me to be adequate. Actually, it's probably better if I just get all of you guys together here in a sec. And have you in a couple of 48 stacks rather than what I'm doing right now. It's also kind of important that I give you both leaders. And we'll be good. We'll be good. Kola's pretty undefended, but we're looking good. We're looking damn good. And honestly, if my manpower wasn't down the drain... What? Our navy captains have managed to capture quite a few smugglers and cut the estate has been rather large. 1.4 thousand ducats. I don't deserve this kind of benefit. Jake, are you thinking about an Ottoman war? When am I not? What was Holland's income? You mean them as a nation? Probably a fair chunk. Holland should be rather high. Tuscany is, of course, very high. Holland, 41. They wouldn't know what to do with trade. Oldenburg gets half of this and they get a nice big chunk of it. It's going to be tricky getting all that I can out of the English Channel. All that I can out of everything, really. I need to make so much money. Thankfully, they've given up on Zanzibar since we started collecting the Cape of Good Hope. That stopped Castile from wanting to... No, it's probably their war that stopped them wanting to transfer the Manola around like that. Still, if I don't get this... Oh, this is an issue. Where are all my merchants going? I seem to be losing my charters. Konkan, East Indian, Indonesian. Okay, the Indonesian charter has been killed. The Philippine charter has been killed. And the Moluccan charter has been killed. Philippine one I can take care of. There's already a stock exchange there. Lack of merchants is going to ham into my money something rotten. I need to make sure that I get this re-established. I need to be the top dog around here. I could do that by pumping you up. Development adds to this, but really so would just grabbing another province. Or destroying France and taking their colonies. Yeah, my merchants going away is a big pain there. Jake, just go take all the land. Interesting strategy you have there. I want to get Tuscany as a friend, though. Being allied to France is not enough to stop it. We'll be able to get the opinion up. And it's this, though. It's the distrust between us. Why we gotta be so distrusting, really? I've been a good friend to most people. Not to you, granted, but still. Oh yes, these, this slight matter. Never expected them to go there of all places, but they'll still die. So where best to strike next? Can't do diddly to Bohemia since they're under Switzerland. Plus that's not going to make me all the money. Holland is going to make me all the money, since that's where I can cash in that trade. France is going to make me all the money if I can defeat them and win. I could do that if I attacked Avignon, for example, but that's another issue. Could do without more unrest, really. The Greeks are already wanting to rise up in my face. And heavens knows why. After you integrate Oldenburg, couldn't you pull all your Southeast Asian trade into the English Channel and make lots of ducats? The issue there is that it'll have to come through Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is dominated by my good ally, Castile. And I'm not about to spit all over him. I need lots of merchants. Lots and lots of merchants. I can do that if I rush right into Pasai and destroy them. So the message I'm getting here from myself is bring loads of troops back over to Asia. Remember these boats of mine? We'll sail them around and pick up some of our troops. A couple of these stacks will be plenty to deal with the people that rise up. But you folks should all get over here. Which means my war fleet deserves to be over there as well. Yeah, back to Asia. Trade ideas, Jake. Yes, trade ideas would be a good idea. But this is not the good ideas guy run. That trade arrow on the screen is going to bother me until I find its home. Where was I looking at trade anyway? It was around here, I think. There we go. Abolitionism. Slave labor has been abolished. Can't really get behind that, I'll be honest. Can get behind having some more transports around, though. I'm going to need them, and I'm probably also going to need quite a bit more galleys, since we lost a bunch of those. And buildings. Temples could really go almost everywhere. Really across all of these provinces. Well, most of them. Some of the lower incomes kind of turn me off here. But for some others, counting houses will be the real ones to make the money. It's difficult to get a good idea on the ones that already have high autonomy, since that kind of throws me off a bit. It's very important that I squeeze everything I can out of my income right now. Everything I can. We have plenty of money, we might as well be doing this. Manufactories will be a good investment later on as well. Heck, more than just later on, quite soon. If there's iron to be had, we want it, so give it. What policies are active now? A redundant one, but I can't get rid of it until 53. I'll be sure to get rid of it though. Ah, but this is what we have. We have a bunch of provinces that we absolutely need to convert. It's going to take a wee while, but we'll do it. Any ones that put up a particular bit of resistance, we're going to throw down the clergy to help us out with it. But once I get all this converted, and of course I need to grab Greenland as well, which is going to be horrifying, we'll be a-okay. But yes, I need to get a hold of that Asian trade. Some of it is getting, well, a lot of it is getting sucked out thanks to Aragon. We used to just be able to take all of this before Aragon started throwing it up to there. Come on, Tuscany, we should be friends. Aristocrat says that Tuscany is terrifying. What happened? They kept beating up the Ottomans and winning. Winning quite decisively. Yeah, we're pumping all that trade into Gulf of Aden and it's not coming out the other side. That is a shame. But we're just going to have to power through for that income. The trouble is we already grabbed so much income. And it's only halfway, and we got 70 years to make up the rest of it. I can dominate Pasai and take it all, especially now that I have maximum administrative efficiency. And the Asians, they're still angry at me, but what are they going to do, really? Castile no longer sees Tuscany as a rival. Let's make sure they don't see us as a rival. Let's keep that trust nice and high. But that also kills any reason for us to be enemies. Well, as long as Tuscany feels the same way about the whole rivalry thing. You know, expansionism was pretty good as a bad idea, but if I don't take a military idea, I can have all these military points doing nothing. Still, said we'd go for expansionism. I don't want to. It's just too bad. Too bad for words. Truly is the why of our current options. Jake, remove Aragon from Africa so they can't steal your trade. They'll have the range to steal our trade anyway. What I should perhaps be thinking about is the trade that comes through here. Now grabbing Genoa is getting myself in too deep. I think I want to attack... it's that Tuscan problem again. I could attack Brunswick though. That'll involve Holland and I can grab some Holland provinces. You have a lot of friends and it does include Austria, but Austria is weak. There's a lot of weak people here actually. Fighting you means fighting Pshaw, really. This land would look a lot better belonging to Oldenburg and by extension me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight you, Brunswick. There's no ifs, buts, candy or nuts. Also, I want Stad. So, you think you could give it to me? Only just not. Well, not even for me, I'll give it to Oldenburg, that'll keep them happy. But yes, it is imperialism time for you and me. Might as well just do it. What are we even sitting around for? I mean, my ships will take a while to come back anyway, although I did just send my military fleet away. So perhaps... shoot, Holland's going to have a whole load of boats, aren't they? Aren't they? Holland, tell me about yourself. I want to infiltrate your administrate. Yeah, quite a bit of boats. Let's grab those privateering ones and tell them to go home at war. And kill Holland. Russia's going for Ottomans. The good money is on Russia. Mind you, the Ottomans have Tunis on their side, but the Russians have Greece. Alright, seriously though, it's time for you to go. Don't need to worry about any of your friends particularly. I think we'll fare A-okay. Even if our troops are a bit garbage. The numbers are actually fairly good for the enemy. The thing is, we grab Hanover, we completely knock Brunswick out of this. They don't have a core on Bremen, do they? Good. Nobody would. Nobody ever takes Bremen. It just sits there. Disgustingly so. Why do I have... Ah, shoot. Glad I kept a bit of my military fleet around, but still. Maybe we can get that great naval leader of ours on the case. No need. We got this in the bag. This isn't so hot, though. Thought my plan was to wait on those guys. Now I lost out a little bit. Oh well, 2 more is all I need. Poor planning on my side. It just happens when I get tired and play for way too long. Are we going to see a syncretic Norse Tengri? No. No, we will not. Would be kind of cool, but I think the bonuses would just be generic pagan. Not sure about that. Don't quote me on it, because I can't be sure. So Hanover will fall eventually, and hopefully my vassals will be super powerful and unite together. I'm gonna keep my... they're not around here. Where are my galleys? Really? Where were they? I thought I grabbed them here and sent them south. Guess I'm just a fool. Still, there's no sense worrying about those things. Just gotta kill and keep killing. Ah! Well, those were our light ships, but not our galleys. Planning on dismantling the HRE, Jake? I would like to, but I'm in a race to get this money. I'm in a big race to get all this money. Shouldn't have sent my war fleet away, but I thought I'd be at war in Asia instead of trying my best to grab what I can out of Holland here. Okay, that frees up our troops to go in and smash. Not that we're particularly good at smashing, but we have a fair few units. And we actually have our plus 10% military advisor now when it comes to morale. Gotta help out where we can. Shame about that battle. I don't think we should rush face first into it, with that being the outcome. Very messy here. Trying really hard to keep my my wits about me. Ain't easy. Okay, so sure enough they're gonna help out there. I'm sure Brandenburg and Oldenburg won't leave me to my horrible fate. My horrible fate.